Another selection from Jesus, the Son of Man, by Khalil. His words and his deeds as told and recorded by those who knew him. Levi, a disciple. Upon an eventide, he passed by my house, and my soul was quickened within me. He spoke to me and said, "Come, Levi, and follow me." And I followed him that day. And at the eventide of the next day, I begged him to enter my house and be my guest. And he and his friends crossed my threshold and blessed me and my wife and my children. And I had other guests. They were publicans and men of learning, but they were against him in their hearts. And when we were sitting about the board, one of the publicans questioned Jesus, saying, "Is it true that you and your disciples break the law and make fire on the Sabbath day?" And Jesus answered him, saying, "We do indeed make fire on the Sabbath day. We would inflame the Sabbath day, and we would burn with our torch the dry stubble of all the days." And another publican said, "It was brought to us that you drink wine with the unclean at the inn." And Jesus answered, "Aye, these also we would comfort. Came we here except to share the loaf and the cup with the uncrowned and the unshod amongst you? Few, aye, too few, are the featherless who dare the wind, and many are the winged and full-fledged yet in the nest. And we would feed them all with our beak, both the sluggish and the swift." And another publican said, "Have I not been told that you would protect the harlots of Jerusalem?" Then in the face of Jesus I saw, as it were, the rocky heights of Lebanon, and he said, "It is true. On the day of reckoning, these women shall rise before the throne of my Father, and they shall be made pure by their own tears. But you shall be held down by the chains of your own judgment." Babylon was not put to waste by her prostitutes. Babylon fell to ashes, that the eyes of her hypocrites might no longer see the light of day. And other publicans would have questioned him, but I made a sign and bade them be silent, for I knew he would confound them, and they too were my guests, and I would not have them put to shame. When it was midnight, the publicans left my house, and their souls were limping. Then I closed my eyes, and I saw, as if in a vision, 7 women in white raiment standing about Jesus. Their arms were crossed upon their bosoms, and their heads were bent down. And I looked deep into the mist of my dream, and beheld the face of one of the 7 women, and it shone in my darkness. It was the face of a harlot who lived in Jerusalem. Then I opened my eyes and looked at him, and he was smiling at me and the others who had not left the board. And I closed my eyes again, and I saw in the light 7 men in white garments standing around him. And I beheld the face of one of them, and it was the face of the thief who was crucified afterward at his right hand. And later Jesus and his comrades left my house for the road.